O siya ni God, Wade Blevins Tabatong Galele Jagedo Kohig, Hia Nakina Jalagi RSU we got a new go tall school Galkogin and Jalagi de Lo Quastikele. So welcome, my name is Wade Blevins. This is Cherokee 4 here at RSU TV. I think that today is our 27th Cherokee lesson. So if I remember correctly where we left off, we were working our way through one of our traditional stories, the story about the turtle riders. This is an old story, but until recently it hasn't been recorded or written down, other than me finding this version. You may have heard other versions, you may have read other versions of the story. The version that I knew previous to this, it's much the same, but it's kind of more elaborate, and it talks about a time when we did not live in the Smoky Mountains, when we lived in another place that was surrounded by water that was undrinkable. And we were given care over these great turtles. And but the story is pretty much the same. So anyway, I believe we are on, it's only 3 paragraphs long. We've done the first 2 paragraphs. I think we are on the last paragraph. So today we're going to finish the story, and then we're going to talk about different words in there and really make sure that we understand it well. We're going to go over it several times. So come. Okay, so again, just to give credit where credit is due, this story was taken from this Cherokee Stories by Reverend Watt Spade and Willard Walker, with the help of Alec England, Juanita Crittenden, Lizzie England, Johnson Teehee, Sam Hare. Jim Redcorn, of course, did the pictures. This was in 1966. Okay, so here is the story in its entirety, and here's the picture of the 4 boys riding this great big turtle, and this old man following along behind. So we're going to go through and we're going to read through it, and then we're going to come back to this page once we've gone all the way through it and see if we can read it. I don't know about you, but I know for myself, if I come across a page like this and it's all in Cherokee, it intimidates me. It seems very, very daunting. And it seems like, you know, I can't, it just seems like too much work, right? But if we break it down into small pieces, word by word, sentence by sentence, paragraph by paragraph, it becomes very doable. So I want you to remember that. If you're on any of the social media, Cherokee Learning pages or anything like that, you know, sometimes you'll see them, you know, posting big, long stories and things like that. Don't be intimidated. Just take it a little bit at a time and do what you can, and, you know, fill in the rest. So let's go ahead. So this says, the title of it says, let's read it together. Uweti nulstani dola doksi Anikiladiski. Okay, Ankiladiski. Okay, Uwit, old, Nulstani dola, happenings, something that happened. Doxy, turtle. Ankiladiski. We've learned the word ukilud, right? Ukilud means to ride on something. Ankiladiski. Akiladiski is a rider. Ankiladiski would be riders. So the old happenings of the writers of the Turtle, right? In English, I think that they translated it as the parable. Okay, so but in Cherokee, uwet nus tanidola means the old happenings, right? All right, so we're going to read this first sentence. Sawu iu walked na ki yanid ani chuj ane don he ane don he a dohi ge sai dana ne lo ske dana ne lo ske. Okay, so sawu iu walked one time. Naki yanid ani chuj, 4 boys. Ane dohe, they were located. Dohi, in the woods. Gesa, were, right? Dananelo huske, playing. So they were playing in the wood. They were in the woods playing. Utlistino, suddenly. Uni gohe, uton doxi aise. So uni gohe, they saw. Uton, big. Doxi, turtle. Aise, walking. Okay. Utlistino, suddenly. Then suddenly, actually. Utlist is suddenly. Utlistino, then suddenly. Okay, we've talked a lot of times about this no and how some speakers use it a lot. Some speakers, you rarely ever hear them use it. So it's kind of a personal thing. Utlistino uni gohe utandoxi aise. Ani chucha no, then the boys. Uwolti unelise. They thought it would be fun. Iu no, yun kila tana, to ride doxy, to ride the turtle, right? They thought it would be fun to ride the turtle. Dohiyu no unkilane. So then they really got up on unkilana no, then rode wudelega to the west. We do wuktane, went in the direction of the west, right? We do wuktane, they went in that way. Okay. Kohino yeda, after a while, utasonahi, an old man, gado, okay, that was standing there. Ana isa, standing where they were walking or where they were going. He ano, and then this. Niduwe sele, he told them, ijatlohi, get off. Okay. Klesti, yejakila desti. They didn't want to get off. Yejakila dest. They didn't want to get off. Doxy. Or I'm sorry, tlesti yejakila dest. Don't write it. Don't be writing it. Doxy, don't be writing the turtle. Say no, but tla yunadlose, but they didn't get off. Okay, so they shouldn't. You shouldn't be writing the turtle. Tlesti yejakila desti. Don't be writing it. Doxy. Say no, tla yunadlose, but they didn't get off, right? He nuniwe say, they said this to him. You, it's really fun. No gadun, no gadun dig. It seems really fun. Undulis no, and then they wanted Siwu to continue. Nigaya isawu. They wanted to continue traveling. They wanted to continue on. Okay. Utasona hino. Then the old man dustiyetane begged them dustiyetane. Ikawa dane diwu. It's like begged him and just gay sai unadlohisti. So he begged them to like get off of there. Okay. But okay, he knew way say, and then this he said, "Doxy amegohi to the ocean, amegohi to the ocean, duwuk didi." He's gonna go to the ocean. Ijadlohi nawu. Get off now. Okay. Ani chuchano, then the boys. Hia nuniwe say. Then the boys said this. Nigai go husti o siwu. It's gonna, everything's gonna everything's gonna be okay. Okay. Nigai. Everything, go husti, something, siwu, just fine. Gesesti, it's gonna be. Okay. Then na squu. Doxy. Amegohi. And then Doxy amegohi yiwuluta. If the turtle goes towards the ocean, Yojal Taduk will jump off. See, before we knew Lu Janawu, before he gets to the ocean. Okay. Do you know Nigo one Kilewuno Udeliga? So we'll get to that one. So do you know, then Doyu means like really, then really. Nika wan kile wuno. They just rode along udeli eganti towards the west. Uta sohana hino, and then the old man Dastawadi se followed along behind. Okay. All right, so that brings us to the last part, okay? So I'm going to give you just a few seconds to go through it on your own to see if you can read it, okay? Okay, so let's take this first sentence, okay? I've written it out down here. Okay, da, ga, si, no. Okay, of course we know this first part, doxy, no, doxy, no, then the turtle. Amequo. Okay, the ocean. Wulu te, arrived. He arrived. So then the turtle arrived at the ocean. Ani chuj, the boys. Unaltadinud. It's like to get off. They got off. Dunuk tanei. Okay, they decided dunuk tanei. So they decided to get off. Okay, or to jump off. Unaltadinud means they to jump off. Okay, let's read through that again. Doxino amegwo wulutse ani chuch unaltadinud dunuk tanei. Okay. This word here, this dunu go tanei, took me a while to figure out what it was talking about. But and again, we talked about when you're reading somebody else's writing, sometimes you have to play around with the sounds and things. But dunu tanei means they decided. Okay, dunu tana or dunu tane, they decided. So doxino, then the turtle. He arrived at the ocean. Anituj, the boys. Unaltadinud, to jump off. Dunuk tanei, they decided. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, this is a really short one. Okay, I'll give you just a couple of seconds to read through it on your own. Se no uninulane. Okay, we've had this word before. Se no means but. Uninulane, they couldn't. Okay, unulane, he couldn't. Uninulane, They couldn't, but they couldn't. Okay? This is a good word to know. We talked about this in another story, I believe. It's a very, very beneficial word for you to know. Okay, let's try this one. So this is a little bit longer. We're right here. Okay. So I'll let you read through it on your own. Okay. So this says Junalaustan. Junalaustan. So Junalaustan, their feet. Junalaustan. Duwahadose. Duwahadose. They were stuck. They were stuck. Duwahadose. They were stuck. Doxi, on the turtle. Okay. Junalaustan. Duwahadose. Doxi. They were stuck on the turtle. So this E here at the end tells us what they were stuck to, right, in this case. Do no na we da heno. Do no na we da heno. And then he carried them, okay? This comes from the word to carry something alive, okay? To carry something alive. Do no na we da heno, okay? So then he carried Amegwo, the ocean. Haween. Haween means under, okay? So he carried them under the ocean. Junalaustan duwahadose doxi. Dunona wida heno amegwo haween. So he their feet were stuck to the turtle. Then he carried them under the ocean. Okay? Okay, this next one, a really, really long sentence, right? It's probably one of the longest sentences in the whole thing. Yeah, so it goes from here all the way to the end. So this is like the last sentence of the whole thing. But we'll take it a little bit at a time, and we'll just make our way through it, okay? Do go hano, okay? Uta so nahi, aktanai, utlistiyu, amayulti, wulutei, ale, uwotlane, nawoti, nawotino, ikayotane ino, amegwohi, anichutano, ge ji ste le he. Okay, so are there any words in there that you recognize, or can you kind of guess how this goes? So really you could divide this almost into 3 or 4 different sentences because there's a lot going on in this sentence. So du go hano utasonahi aktanai. So this is the first part. Du go he, he saw them. Du go hano, then he saw them. Utasonahi, the old man. Aktanahi means he's knowledgeable, right? Aktanai. So utlisti, you really fast, really suddenly, really immediately. Amayulti. You may remember this word, amayulti. The side of the water means the bank or next to the water, okay? Wulutse, he went. Ale, and. Uwotlane, he made. Nawote, medicine. So he made medicine. Nawote no, then the medicine. Ikayo tane ino, then dried it up. Amegwohi, the ocean. Ani chutano, then the boys. Geji stela hena, geji stela he, geji stela he. They were saved. Geji stela he. Okay, you might recognize this word, like yiga stela, if you could, if I can't, me to help you, right? Or ski steli skesti, guide us, help us. So it's related to the word to help, which makes sense. I never thought of that in English, that the word to save, because we're not talking about saving like to put something in a jar and save it, right? Or put money in a piggy bank to save for later. No, we're talking about save, like to save someone's life, right? To help them, right? And so whenever I was reading this in Cherokee, I was like, oh, that makes complete sense. The relationship between this type of save and the word to help or to give aid to somebody. So it really makes us think about the English language. Why do we use the word save in that way? Because it's really, when you save someone's life, you're not taking their life and putting it away for later, right? We're really coming to their aid. We're helping them, So I don't know why in English we use the word save in that way, but in Cherokee, it makes a whole lot more sense. It's more logical. So let's read through this last sentence. Du go hano utasonahi aktanai utlistiyu amayulti wulutei ale uwotlane nawoti no ikayotane ino amegwohi ani chutano geji stela he, or you can say geji stela he. Okay, so it says Then the knowledgeable man saw them, and he quickly went to the edge of the water and he made medicine. Then the medicine dried up the ocean. Then the boys were saved, right? So it all makes sense. So let's go through and let's read back through what we learned new today. And then we're going to go back through and we're going to try to read the entire story, okay? So I'll go through it 3 times. I'll read it slow, then a little bit faster, and then a little bit faster. That's how we increase our speed. So this one, this is the one where it says, when the turtle got to the sea, and then the turtle arrived at the sea, and the boys decided to jump off, right? So it says, Doxino megwon wulu te ani chuj unal tadinud du nuk tanei. Doxino megwon wulu te ani chuj unal tadinud du nuk tanei. Doxino megwo wulu te ani chuj unal tadinud du nuk tanei. Okay, then this one says, but they couldn't. Aseno uninulene. Uninulane. Uninulane. Okay? Aseno uninulane. Aseno uninulane. But they couldn't. Then it says their feet were stuck to the turtle. And then he carried them under the ocean, right? That's what this one says. Juna la steni du wa hado se doxi do no na we da do no nan we da heno megwon hawin. Okay, junala steni duwa hadose doxi do no na we da heno megwon hawin. Junala steni duwa hadose doxi do no na we da heno megwon hawin. Right? Now the super long one, right? Du go hano uta so nahi ak tanai utlistiyu amayurti wulu te ale uwotlane na wotino I kayotane ino amegwohe ani chujano geji stela hei. Okay, super long one. Let's read through it a little bit faster. Du gohano uta sonahi ak tanai Utlisti yu ama yulti wulu tei ale uwotlane na wote na woteno ikayotane ino ame guohe ani tutano gejiste lahe. Okay, let's read it through just a little bit faster. Dugo hano utasonahi aktanai. Utlisti yu ama yulti wulu zei. Ale uwotlane na wot. Na wotano ikayotane ino ame guohi. Ani tutano gejiste lahe. Okay? All right. So let's go back, and we're going to go all the way back to the beginning where we have this whole thing right here. Okay? So we're going to take this, and let me just quickly, I'm going to make it bigger, okay? Let's do it this way. I know that looks strange, but then when we go here, there. Okay, so it's going to make it easier for us to read, right? Okay, so let's read through it together. We'll read through it together 3 or 4 times. This first time, just listen, and then the next time, try to read with me, and then we'll do it a little bit faster. So, uweti nulstani dola doksi an kila diski sawu iu walked na ki yanid ani tut ane doheno ane dohei a dohi gesai dananelo hanskei utlistino unigo he uton doxi aise ani tutano uvolti unelise iuno unkilatana unkilatana doxi dohi unkilane unkilanano udeliga we do walk tane kohino iyud utasonahi kadoge ana isai hi ano niduwe sele ijadlohi Tlesti yejakila desti doxi aseno tla unadlose hia nuniwese uwolti nogatan tega unduliske ino sigu nigaya isai nigaya isawu sorry utasona hino dustiye tane igawa tane diwu gesai unadlohisti He ano nu we se doxi a me guohi du wu did I jadlohi na wu. Ani chu no hi a nu ni we se I. Ni ga a go hust o si wu ge se este. Na school doxi a me guohi yiwuluta yojal taduga a si winulu janawu winulu janawu a me guohi. Do you know nigga one kile wun nigga one kile wuno nigga one kile wuno udele kadid uta sona hino dastawa dise oni Doxino amegwo wulutse ani tuja unal tadi unal tadi nerd dunuk tanei aseno uninulane junalostain duwa hadose doxi dunina widahen dunina widaheno megwo hawin dugo hano utasonahi ak tanai utlisti yu amayulti wulutse ale uwotlane na woti no ikayotane ino megwohi ani tutano gejiste lahe. Okay, so see, reading through it all can be a booger, but we made it through, right? All right. So let's go ahead and let's read through it one more time. The more we read through it, the better we get at it, because then as we see it, we're like, oh yeah, that's what that word is, right? And if you'll notice, as I was reading through, I would come across a word and I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound right. So then I had to back up again and read it again. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's what that word is, you know. And you'll hear speakers do the same thing, so don't be embarrassed. Reading is not the same thing as speaking, right? It's a different set of skills, and it's something that we don't do a lot of. So let's go ahead and let's read through it together. We'll take our time, we'll go through it slow, okay? Uweti nulstani dola doxi ankila diski sawu iu walked nagi yanid ani tuj ane dohe adohe ge sai danane lohan ske utlistino unigo he uton doxi ai se ani tutano uwolte unelise iuno unkilatana doxi dohi unkilane unkilanano udelega widuk tanei kohino iyada utasonahi katoge ana isai hi ano niduwe sele I jadlohi tlesti ye jakila desti doxi aseno tla Yunadlo se. He a nuni we se. Uwolti you no gatan deg. Unduli ske ino siwu. Nigaya I sawu. Uta sona hino. Dustiye tane. Igawa dane diwu. Gesai. Unadlo histi. He ano nu we se. Doxi ame wohi. Du did. Ijadlo hi na wo. Ani tutano hi anuni we se. Niga go hust o siwu ge se sti. Na sku doxi ame wohi yibuluta. Yojal taduga si. We knew Lu Janawo. We knew Lu Janawo. Ameg wohi. Do you know Nigawan Kile Wuno Wudele Kadid Utasona Hino Dastawa Di Se Oni Doxino Amegwo Wulute Ani tuja unaltadi nerd dunuk tane aseno uni nulane junalausten duwahadose doxi dunina wida heno amegwo hawin. Dugo hano utasona hi ak tanai. Utlisti yu amayulti wulu te. Ale uwotlane na wote. Na wote no. Ikayotane ino ame wohi. Ani tutano. Gejiste la he. Okay, so we made it through. And I apologize if I sped up as I got closer to the end. But I find that, as I get more into it and as I, read through it, I get a little faster at it. So the more we do it, the better we get at it. So that does bring us close to the end of this story. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I hope you got a lot of good use out of it. There's a lot of great words in there. There are words that are used in unusual ways, I think. But if you just work your way through it, you can kind of figure it out. You can kind of muddle your way through. There are a couple of words in there that even most of the speakers that I asked, they were like, I don't know what that says. I don't know what that word is, and that's okay, It's just like us in English. In English, we don't know every word that exists. Just like in Cherokee, the words that they know are the words that they've used. And there are lots of synonyms to mean kind of the same thing, right? So I hope you enjoyed the class. I hope you enjoyed this lesson and this story. So from all of us here at RSU and Cherokee Nation, I just want to say, wadon, jadok sos des, don tadago ha'i.